Morning, good afternoon, good evening, Jamaicans, diaspora. We're back again with part 3 of the PNP press conference where we talk about the domestic violence. We'll listen on some more.
Steps in our legislation, we will not be able to send a clear signal to Jamaica, right, that we are not tolerant of violence, domestic violence, intimate partner violence, or violence in any form. Bad man police can't do it. This is about the laws and about the integrity of our leaders, and that they must stand up and be held accountable for their actions.
All right. Good morning. Britannia Wood here from CVM. So just a follow-up to that, Mr. Lord, do you believe the readmission process, do you believe it followed the correct legal and procedural steps?
Sorry, I didn't hear.
Do you believe that the readmission process, do you believe it followed the proper legal and the procedural steps needed?
Well, does it follow the proper legal readmission into the JLP? That would be dependent on their constitution. Does it follow the correct moral steps? Does it follow the steps that would be acceptable to a country? No. Because if there's an allegation out there, and by admission of the General Secretary, he said that these allegations were unresolved in 2021. So without coming to Jamaica, because you are not just a political party, you're not a club. You're here representing people and saying that you are fit to govern and to ensure that laws are in place. And if you in 2021 have unresolved allegations and nothing has been said publicly to resolve those allegations, then on what basis are you going to readmit the person into your party and then therefore to sit on the side of the government in the parliament? It is a slap in the face for Jamaicans, a direct slap in the face to all women of Jamaica, and even more so for those who have been abused and have been had to remain silent.
This question is for Dr. Angela Brownberg.
I'm sorry. Well, let me tell you, can I just follow up with this? I think that we have to look on a couple of things. It's not just about the readmission and what happened in terms of what steps he has taken. It is also about living a lie for 4 years and sitting in parliament. And so we also have, because that by itself is also something that should not be tolerated. You shouldn't sit for 4 years pretending you have done nothing wrong. Jump up 4 years later to say, oh, I've outgrown it, or I've done this, I've done that. Here I am, whiter than snow. It doesn't work that way.
There is a question for Dr. Angela Bromberg. This says that we are aware that there's a caucus of women parliamentarians which has representation from both the opposition as well as the government, the female representatives in the House. Will the PNP be recusing itself from this as a protest to the reinstatement of George Wright?
That is something that we haven't discussed in terms of the action to take. But what I will say is this. When we first met in the caucus, that was a bone of contention. And we raised it as something that was totally unacceptable, and that the caucus, as a caucus, had to put these issues above politics. And therefore, we could not pretend that we're coming together in defense of our women while leaving something like that blatantly there. At that time, they had said that these issues were still unresolved. Now we are in front of a situation where seemingly, as far as they are concerned, it is resolved. We still believe that it is unresolved, and therefore I am sure you will be hearing from us shortly as to exactly how we will approach the caucus.
Just two questions. One, the Mr. Wright has said that he is not the same person. He said that in an interview with the Gleaner on the weekend. He is not the same person from the person he was at the time of the alleged, well, not the alleged incident, the incident. I wanted to get your reaction to that, one. And two, the JP has said that he has taken some mitigating steps that caused them to readmit him into the party. What do you make of that? And what, in your mind, does mitigation in these circumstances look like or should look like?
And I'm sure all of us want to talk this, right? Because the truth of the matter is, nobody's the same person they were 1 minute ago. But it's not just about not being the same person. It is about there's an allegation there that you have not denied about an act of violence against your partner, no, your wife. You have not publicly admitted, you have not publicly stated what you have done, which would make you different with respect to this, and which would make you not choose to act in the way that you acted. Violence is a real problem. It's a real problem in Jamaica. It can't just go away because time has passed. They say time heals all, but it heals all with action. It heals all with a change of heart. It heals all with knowledge and a change of perspective that must be declared. If this action occurred publicly, these declarations and mitigating circumstances would have to be declared publicly and accepted by the public. Because it was accepted by the Jamaica Labour Party, the women of the JLP at the time spoke out against violence against women just after that act occurred. For us to accept that, we have to first weigh in on that conversation. It's not just saying, oh, I'm sorry. It's not a simple apology. It takes a lot more than that.